Good evening. Is this available? Yes, it is.
On our way to work. Stop here at the tracks. And yeah, I don't know where the rest of the train is, but...
While in prison, there was a riot between blacks and Mexicans. The administration came to us and asked what could they do to alleviate the problem. Almost everyone said the exact same thing: separate us into different groups. But they knew that if they did that, it would no longer be this race against that race. It would be Dallas against Houston, Houston against San Antonio, San Antonio against El Paso. If they broke it down even further, it would be West Side against East Side, North Side against South Side. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Now out here, it's Republican against Democrat, Muslim against Christian, this race against that race. We never learn. The one thing that I took away from that was this: the sheep are not your enemy. It's the shepherd that wields the staff. Divide and conquer. Wake the fuck up.
Here we go on! We go on, motherfucker!
Woo! Look, this is a scorecard from Joseph Goebbels. If you tell a lie big enough, and that's what they're doing, and you see Pelosi, you see Schumer. Ann just told me that Pelosi called the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, and they're trying to get him out on the 25th Amendment or to impeach him. Why? Well, because on Wednesday they took Pelosi's laptop. She's frantic. There were some people in there that were special forces mixed with Antifa, and they took her laptop and they have that data.
We're not here to be Antifa.
Because they have that data. I believe they also have a source that is talking like a songbird. And the president is going to spring that person on us, so it will completely change, because it is someone that has said, I'm not going to do this. This is treason. Remember, this is treason, high treason.
Sir, could he use the emergency broadcast system or emergency action message to communicate
Did you see yesterday that an email went around telling everybody about the emergency broadcast system? So there are those little signals that you see. You see that what I saw was the September 18th or 19th Executive Order 2018 that if foreigners were involved in the U.S. election, the president could declare an emergency. That means he knew back 2 years ago. And that's why it's just all come together that COVID-19 was a biological attack. Let's not say it was an accident and it slipped out of a food market or anything. We're not that naive anymore.
The power of free thought. Decide for yourself. Be free from outside opinion. Decide for yourself. Be objective in your conclusions. Be true in your own beliefs. Decide for yourself. Be open to following the facts. Decide for yourself. Be strong in defending your beliefs. Decide for yourself. Be resistant to blindly accepting factless statements. Decide for yourself. Be free. Those who attack you, those who mock you, those who call you, those who control you, those who label you, do they represent you? Or do they represent themselves in some form? Mental enslavement. The Great Awakening, freedom of thought, was designed and created not only as a back channel to the public, away from the long-standing mind control of the corrupt and heavily biased media, to endure future events through transparency and regeneration of individual thought, breaking the chains of groupthink, but more importantly, aid in the construction of a vehicle, a ship that provides the scattered free thinkers with a starter, new social networking platform which allows for freedom of thought, expression, and patriotism or national pride.
Ready to rock. 3, 2, 1, go. Another good one was, this is a direct quote from John Podesta. As I've mentioned, we've all been quite content to demean government, drop civics, and in general conspire to produce an unaware and compliant citizenry. The unawareness remains strong, but compliance is obviously fading rapidly. This problem demands some serious thinking, and not just poll-driven, demographically inspired messaging. So pretty much we need to push out a bunch more propaganda because people are starting not to believe our bullshit anymore. Ready to rock. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, my name is Tori Smith, and I like to do child trafficking reports. Well, I don't like to do child trafficking reports, but I like to do this to bring attention to this child trafficking organization, which here in Indiana has been operating for 27 years. And when I say like to do that is because I like to support the children who are gang raped and murdered. Children are usually abducted by many different sources, and then they're drugged, and then they're gang raped and murdered in this child trafficking operation.
Hi, my name is Tori, and I want to thank you for the support and prayers and awareness that you brought to what's going on in our country about child trafficking. I think this is going to be my last video for a while. I can barely see. I can only stand up for a few minutes and then I have to lay back down. I can't drive anymore. I'm just so exhausted all the time. And I just want to thank you for all your support. It's been a long road trying to bring awareness. A long road. But it's okay. You know, you can't really expect to fight an army of 500,000. I tried. I tried. But it just doesn't work, does it? It just doesn't work. Thank you. I love you.
And then, I don't know, producer Alex, do we have any breaking news here, sounds that you might have available to me? Because I have some breaking news for all of us. there from the text line. This is big. I'm on QAnon with a text message from the 425 writes, Hunter Biden resigned from Burisma the day Joe announced his campaign. Trump has legal basis to investigate and ask Ukraine for help because the Mutual Legal Assistance in Criminal Matters Treaty signed into law by Bill Clinton in '99. I'm going to have to do some research into that. There.
Okay, fellow patriots and truth seekers, I have a few messages to share with you. This is just concerning recent events and what to expect next. Here's a message from Ron Watkins, who's been steeped in the controversy. Here's what he says from Gab. Things are moving today. Trump is at Cheyenne Mountain as we speak, looking at the evidence taken from Pelosi's laptop real time. My sources say Pelosi was stopped at the border last night at 11:55 and will be headed to an undisclosed location pending tribunals and trials. Sidney Powell and Lin Wood are in front of the military judges today. The 195,000 sealed indictments, I know there is a higher number out there, but not all are related to this op, and there will be sweeping arrests before the weekend is over. Everyone should stock up today and be prepared to hunker down for 10 to 12 days while the Trump team takes action and a new government is put in place. For those wondering, Pence did his duty. He did not betray Trump. Without his actions, there would have been no insurrection. Now Trump has them where he wants them. Share this. Share on Twitter and other social media outlets so real patriots stay strong and stay the course and keep faith in Pence. The storm is upon us. Here's a statement from Arch Manema, who I think is a movie producer. Big night. I'll update you with what I can, but don't ask any questions. Trump has it 1,000%. In a couple of weeks, you'll be crying tears of joy and cheering at the same. When Trump is ready, he'll announce it over the emergency broadcast system. Twitter, FB, and other socialist media groups that think they've stopped Trump will look like deer caught in the headlights. The frosting on the cake was last night when congresspersons ran out of the house. 15 left their laptops on the tables. Trump supporters picked them up and gave them to the correct authorities, Trump's people. Among those who left behind was Nancy Pelosi's. Trump will start releasing the D-class. You will be shocked in horror just looking at videos, copies of bank statements, emails, and the depths of the evil. Every party, every department, every administration for decades. The reason we had to go through all this drama is for people to become aware, angry, and ready to look at the evidence and demand justice. It will take months just to get all the big stories out. You'll be glad Trump just moved 2 huge prison barges to Gitmo. This adds another 12,000 inmates to the already greatly expanded prison. The arrests will include small-town mayors to former presidents and first ladies, including Michael Obama, judges, police chiefs, billionaires, media, Hollywood, and many foreign leaders. I'm telling you this because some of you are worried and I'm concerned about your health and well-being. Trump announced there will be a peaceful transition to the new administration. Some of you read that wrong. The new administration is his. He will be bringing a lot of new people. It will look and run completely different. Trump needed the drama the last 2 months to see who he could use. He now knows. Be patient. Don't listen to the news. Even Christian conservative programs are clueless on what's going on. There is no perfect station to go to, but there are people in the know you can trust. They are DJT, Sidney Powell, Lin Wood, and General Flynn. It's only a few more days and it will start to roll out. Some of it will be hard to believe, but they have all the hard evidence that's easy to understand. This has taken a lot longer than any of us wanted, but every minute was important and worth it. Trump could have stopped it much earlier, but he needed you to see it, catch all involved, and stop these crime families that have been stealing our country for generations. Good night and God bless. Neon Revolt. Very mysterious individual, post the following. I want you to understand something. Twitter didn't just nuke real Donald Trump today. They nuked the top 35% of his most influential users, followers, and thought leaders. Why did they take the dramatic and unprecedented step of doing this so suddenly to perfectly rule-abiding users? Because of what you could do when working together. Your power to circulate information is unsurpassed in the world. You break media narratives with just a few clicks. Collectively, you are a massive threat to their panopticon system of control. They didn't just do this to twist the proverbial knife. No, Trump is readying something devastating. Something they don't want the average person to understand or have swirling about in their faces. Trump is preparing to unilaterally declassify swaths of intelligence that will be so damning it will expose the core of the Uniparty's charade and prove what traitors they really are. They nuked you all today to try to contain what they know is coming. It's the same reason they're suddenly panicking and trying to impeach and invoke the 25th. They know what kind of damage he can wreak on their little plans. But here's the thing now. Trump has a duty to defend the country against enemies both foreign and domestic. I'm convinced that in order to do so, Trump will hand off the presidency to a military tribunal as a result of what has now emerged. When the tribunals are over, they will hand the presidency back to Trump, as we all know he is a rightful, truthful winner. They're terrified, and this is why they rushed to cross the red line after committing to fraud they all knew was fraud on a night and in the wee hours in the morning on the 6th and 7th. They sealed their fate with their certification. Nothing else explains everything we've seen so far, the panic, the scramble, the utter fear in their eyes. Because nothing can stop what's coming, nothing. And they're all about to learn the hard way. So viewers, I just wanted to share these 3 messages I come across this morning with you guys and gals.
According to the media,
these explosions are bullshit.
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 When you have a large gathering of peaceful protesters, they're supposed to burn it all down.
Boom. These explosions are bullshit. Boom.
Who could have seen that coming?
Boom. Boom. These explosions are bullshit.
Oh shit.
Let's have trial by combat.
This fight has only just begun.
Keep fighting.
Let justice be done.
I did it.
We're gonna walk down and I'll be there with you.
Get up.
The best is yet to come. When you catch somebody in the fraud, you're allowed to go by very different rules. It's so egregious, it's so bad, so base that people don't even believe it. Can't be true.
That's why my father sends a tweet. Patriots descend on Washington, D.C. Amen and